Hi, class. This is lesson 12-1. I can read a line plot. Glad you're watching this. If you remember, on the Friday before spring break, I had you guys on a note card write how many letters were in your name. And then we went up to the board and we put them on a line plot and we replaced them with X's to create a line plot with the amount of letters that were in your name. So I have gone ahead and recreated that. There's a person in our class, in this data set here, there's a person in our class that has 5 letters in their name. That is me, Nikki, Nikki. There's a person in our class that has 8 letters in their name. That's Marley. There's a person that has 7 letters in their name. That's Madison. And it just keeps going. Emma has 4 letters in her name. Eli has 3 letters in his name. So if you count all of these numbers, it will tell you how many people are in our class. There's 23, if you count me, 22 plus the teacher, 23. And so there are 23 numbers on here. Each one of these numbers represents how many letters are in somebody's name. To plot them on the line plot, you'll draw a line with an arrow on each end, and you'll start with 0. And then you work your way up consecutively, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the way that I created this was I just went up here and I said, okay, there's one person that has a 5. So I put 1x over that 5. One person that has an 8. And then I put 1x over this 8. One person that has a 7. 1x over the 7. And I kept going. When I got a repeat, like here's a repeat, 5, I put another x. And I just kept doing that until I had done all 23. So if you count all those x's, there should be 23 x's on there. And there are because I counted it. So on this line plot, there's 23 x's. How many people in our class have 3 letters in their name? Let me open this. One person, right? If we go here, there's one person. I didn't ask this question. How many students are in this class? Well, don't count this one because this is for something I'm going to show you guys in a minute. There's 23. If we go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. 23 students in this class. And we know that's correct. If you count me. How many students have 3 letters in their name? 1. We go to the 3 and there's 1 X over it. How many students have 6 letters in their name? Now we're going to go to the 6 and we're going to count how many X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 people have 6 letters in their name. How many people have, okay, let's read this carefully. How many students have 5 or more letters in their name? Now notice it says 5 or more. So you are going to count the amount that have 5 or more. All of these X's. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 students have 5 or more. You have to read these really careful because if it said more than 5, we wouldn't count the 5. But since it says 5 or more, we are going to count it. Now look at this. How many students have less than 5 letters in their name? This time we won't count the 5 because it says less than 5. We're going to count all the students who have 4 and all the students who have 3. There isn't any that have 2, 1, or 0. So 1, 2. 2 students have less than 5 letters in their name. Okay. Now, I mentioned this on that Friday as well. What if we got a new student in our class named Huaswang Tian Shang Ti? First of all, I think we would have to give him a nickname. But for this, let's just count all the letters in his name. We're going to use his real name. Huaswang Tian Shang Ti. How many letters does he have in his name? Well, I counted them and there's 16. So we come back over here. That's what I already had added. I put an X over that 16. This 16 is quite a ways from the 10. Chandelian has 10 letters in her name, but there's a big space here between them. Does anybody know what that's called when there's a big space? most of our x's are right here, right? There's a big difference here between this and the 16. That's called an outlier. Excuse me. So if we add Hu Suan Tian Shang Ti to our line plot, that plot is called an outlier. An outlier is a point on a graph that's either much smaller or much larger than the other data points or plots. So this would be considered an outlier. Now, all line plots do not necessarily have an outlier, but sometimes there is. Sometimes there's one that's a lot bigger or one that's a lot smaller than the other ones, than the majority. So if you have any questions, let me know. I hope you enjoyed or watching this, or I don't know if you really would enjoy it, but I hope that you learned a lot here, or were reminded of a lot, because we did kind of talk about this before we left. So hope you're having a great day. I miss you. Thanks for watching.